guys, it's me, Silas, again, and today I'm going to be showing y'all a video of a lecture that he's Grandmaster, right?
Huh? Yes.
So me and my friend Oliver, we just went to a chess club, and we played a few rounds before the lesson, and this Grandmaster lectured us. He didn't lecture us, but he gave us a lecture. Like, you know how in like high school or college, like professors will give you a lecture? It was kind of like that, but on chess. I'll show you all the video in a second. That's my friend Oliver.
So.
Can I dox your full name? Well, I don't know your full name, but can I dox your name? Okay, we're home. Oliver Boyd. Look him up on Google.
Oh, bro, I'm not on Google. Oh, my bad. If you play
chess.com,
and you look up OIB14.
What?
OIB14 on chess.com. You look that up. That's me. I already have friends on chess.com.
Dang. That's low-key Aura. Alright, I'll roll the video in 3, 2, 1.
Let's take a look at a game here. In an opening that I've always kind of enjoyed playing. From both sides. I had it up. Here we go. Yeah, this is white and that's black, essentially. Okay, let's take a look. This is neither one of these players are famous players. I've never heard of either one of them, but it's an interesting game. Okay, the player at the white piece has played e4. And what are the most common responses here? Give me top few moves here. What's one of them?
E5.
E5 is the most common. At y'all's level, it's certainly the most common move. Yep. What else?
Knight F6.
That's not very common here. I guess D4 Knight F6 is common. This is a move. It's the Alekhines defense or Al-Yakin's defense, however it's pronounced. But you have to know what to do if they're going to push and hit your knight right away. Not going to get into all that, but it is a move. It's just not very common, at least at the lower levels. Yeah.
C5.
C5. Yeah, that's what this game is going to be, the Sicilian defense. Any other ones?
Oliver, this is my
London?
opening.
What?
The
London
opening
is
that
not
he's doing, that's what
London
I do
comes
for
out
my
of
opening.
D4. This is the
Sicilian?
London system. It's D4, D5,
One for black or white?
and then Bishop F4.
Oh, white.
That's the London system.
Well, he's only moved D4.
But this is
Yeah, I know,
the
but
Sicilian
like,
defense.
my opening is
with the white side.
for, if
So,
you do it correctly,
white plays
then you can get a
E4,
four
and black plays
move
C5.
mate.
You play the scholar's mate, don't you?
Okay.
You play the bishop and then the...
Now, what's the
Yeah,
point
yeah,
of that
bishop and
C5?
queen.
Why would we play a move like C5? What's the point of it?
So the rook on F1 can go to C4.
You mean the...
Yeah, my bad.
Well, did anybody else have an idea?
Maybe. That's why.
You don't know? What would you say?
I would go Knight F6.
No. What's the point of this move for black? The point of the C5 move. What does it do? Yeah, because white wants to get a two-pawn center here, just to gain and expand and have room for the pieces to move. This prevents, you can still play it, but if you do, you'll be giving up a center pawn for a non-center pawn. And then if you take back like that, black can just gain a tempo on you with that. And you have to move. So black is already doing well if this happens. Black is already
Now I know how to counter this. Counter.
That's playable. I'm not going to get into that. That's a little... No, we're not going to talk about that today. Little too.
I played the black one. It would be good to play you again.
So,
What is that even called? Like
What's a
the
common
bishop
move here to play
to...
against this? White. What can white do right here?
Develop
Develop a knight. Which knight? Hey guys, if y'all are sitting out there, please try to keep it down a little bit. I'm having to talk pretty loud to even hear. The B1 knight?
No, the G1.
The G1 knight. Yeah. Okay, moving it toward the center. That's what was playing in this game. Knight to F3. You could also go knight c3. You could go pawn c3, trying to get in pawn d4 and capture back with your c pawn.
Okay,
You could
okay.
move your bishop. But this is the most common move, let's say, at the higher levels of chess. Just moving that knight out pretty early. Okay? Now, a lot of things that black can do right here. Black, I mean, there are a lot of moves available. You could play, this is really common, just to move your knight toward the center and try to defend some key squares in the center. You could move,
Okay.
a lot of
Makes
things you
sense.
can do here. In this game, they went d6 right here. Now, the point of that move, it doesn't develop any of your pieces yet. It just kind of
Blocks and
it
pawn.
allows your light squared bishop to come out. It controls this center square a little bit here.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
kind of like that.
Okay, hold on, this is
the
actually
most-
good.
At the advanced levels, at the higher levels of chess, this system right here is probably about the most commonly played opening you get in chess. Even more common than e4, e5 at the higher levels, I would say. Sicilian is ultra common. And that d6 move is the most common right here.
Is it common after that for black to go knight f6 or?
Well, we get that here in a minute. We get that here in a minute. We get that here in a minute. Yeah.
Is the point of playing knight f3 to want to play pawn d4?
Yep. Take back with your knight instead of your queen. Yep, that's right. Usually, you don't have to go d4 here, but in this case they do. This is the open Sicilian. This is where all the world champions over the years have played this on both sides. I mean, this is super common. We still don't know exactly what kind of Sicilian it is yet, but we're about to find out in the next few minutes. Okay, so white's trying to open the position up, let the pieces get out quickly. Black has an opportunity to trade a non-center pawn for a center pawn, so they're usually going to do that. That's what happens here. That's what you should do. And white captures back, not with the queen. You can go with the queen, but
Oh, I
it's
didn't
not-
even see that.
If you do that, they're going to attack you here. Right?
Yeah, then they get
So-
advantage.
Knight takes is the most common move right here. Okay? All right, and now black wants to develop. How can black develop right here? What's a piece that black can develop?
The knight?
Which one? Either one's okay, actually. But
The b8.
I would definitely do the b8.
that's not what's
Yeah.
usually played, but it is a fine move. There's nothing wrong with knight b8, not knight to c6 here. But either knight toward the center. This is the most commonly played move. Developing a piece and attacking a pawn, right?
G6 then bishop g7.
Well, sometimes that happens, but we're going to get to that. All right. Now, so black's attacking the pawn. What should white do now? You might want to defend it, right? If something's under attack, you might either want to defend it or something. What are you going to do about it?
Bishop d3.
You could, but we don't necessarily know the bishop belongs on that square. If there's a more natural development here, is there a more natural movement?
Knight to c3.
Yeah. Just get your other knight into play. We know we want the knight right here. We know that's a square. We don't necessarily know we want to put the bishop here yet.
Yo,
Okay.
I'm not even pay attention.
So
watch the video.
after this, black now decides what kind of Sicilian this is going to be. If they play a6, it becomes what's called the Najdorf Sicilian, the most commonly played open Sicilian by far. It just keeps a piece off this square, which is really important. And even black can even consider expanding later and putting the bishop here and all this. That's super common. This is also fairly common, and this is what was played in this game, g6. What's the point of that move? Y'all just tell me, some of you that are less experienced, tell me what you think the point of this move is right here. Why would black play here? Besides the same people answering, is anybody else that hasn't answered one yet want to try to give me a guess? Why would the black move their pawn up one square there? If you're trying to do that, that probably means you want to develop something with it in just a minute. What would you do? Yeah, they're going to get their bishop moved out here in a minute. So now this bishop, this pitiful looking bishop here that's kind of messed up,
Oh, okay.
they're going to move it here in just a minute.
Okay, okay.
So, yeah, it's a good diagonal for the bishop to be on. Okay. And notice this is the only logical square to move it to right now because your pawns are all in the way right here on that dark square complex. So you're going to move it here in a minute. All right. Well, white decides to just develop and go bishop to e3. They're protecting their knight in the center. And can anybody tell me what white's plan over the next few moves might be? Why would you move your bishop there so that you can then do what over the next couple moves?
To develop your pieces in castle.
Yes. White's probably, by doing that, white's probably going to castle queenside here in just a minute.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
All right. So, bishop g7 was played. Now, white could play queen d2 here, but actually white goes bishop c4, just getting their bishop toward the center here, putting it on an aggressive diagonal, the weakest point in the black position. Okay, what's a move that black can play right here? How can black continue developing?
They could move their knight out of the way for their bishop. By moving
You could, but this is playable.
move it to D.
You could come in because the bishop's protecting it, but actually I think that's actually a mistake. This wins something. Check. Because if they block with a knight, the knight takes, you win a pawn.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you
If
play
you block
that
with the
first
bishop,
and not
look
play
what happens. If you block with the bishop here, queen takes knight.
Yeah.
The bishop's pinned to the king.
No, but then what if he blocks with the knight?
And if he were to block with the knight instead, if he goes here, your queen just takes it. If he goes here, knight takes, and then bishop takes with check, and you win the rook in the corner.
Yeah.
So, wanted to show you that. You don't want to go knight here yet. It's important.
Okay.
Let's see, where are we at? Okay, so black. Yeah, go ahead. What's the move for black?
Why, when he moved the bishop to c4, why didn't he straight up just play at b5 check?
Because if you just go here right, well, you could, but I think white likes this piece as a long-term piece. If you do this, you're just going to get a trade. They're just going to move here, trade bishops. Doesn't necessarily want to trade this early. But the only reason you would do that from there to there is if they blundered. This is a blunder. Then you play bishop check and you're winning material. Or I guess in this case, maybe you don't win material. Maybe the king just goes to f8, but that's still a concession for black. Black doesn't want to play king f8.
What if you move your light squared bishop to G4?
You're actually, if you go bishop here, you're helping white in their plans, because what they want to do is they want to play pawn to f3, put their queen over here, castle over here, and then start pushing their pawns, because they're expecting black to castle. I know that's complex, it's a little advanced, but you're actually really helping white out by doing that.
How'd that help white?
You do not want
Because
to
he
go bishop
wants
g4.
to put it on f3 and then push up the pawns. Because he knows that if he pushes pawns, then black's
But
going
wouldn't
to
I
castle
just
king
take
side.
F3?
Almost always in this opening see opposite side castling. Like usually,
Because the knight
almost
will take
always black castles over here and white castles over here. When you get opposite side castles, you usually get each side attacking one another a lot. They're usually very wild,
okay.
interesting
I
games.
get it.
Pawn rushes.
I'm very
for the king.
inexperienced at chess. Like, I'm pretty good, but, like, when it comes to strategy, I'm pretty good, but when it comes to technical terms, I suck.
Bishop's already there. Yeah. So it's black's move. Black castles. Okay? This is a logical move. Just getting the king safe. Okay, and now
Fair hope.
white plays f3. Because now if white were to go here and then castle, then black could throw this knight here and try to trade up the knight off of the bishop. And this is long-term, white values this bishop very highly.
Right.
So
Okay.
the point of f3 now is you want to keep something off that square to do that.
Oh,
And then black plays knight to c6.
this is too advanced for me.
Black's trying to trade some stuff off.
How have we been here for? Huh?
Think about this. Okay, I know this is,
What's your
and
name?
this is probably a little more beneficial for some of our stronger, more experienced players for now, because it's a little more advanced than some of the lessons usually are. But
How have we been here for 13
should white
minutes?
trade that knight for that knight or not?
You're like, I've been
Okay,
doing
I
it for
agree.
13
Why not?
minutes. The whole lesson has been 13 minutes.
That's
so
true.
far.
But think about this. White wants to castle queenside. If you do this,
It makes that file wide open.
it makes this file wide open. So if you castle here later, that rook's just going to start bearing down on your king. All right? You don't want to do that. So both sides are in a case where they probably don't want to trade pieces there.
That's
They're okay
Tyler.
with the pieces just
That's
sitting where they are.
Oliver.
Wait,
So-
what if you move bishop to d? Just move pieces.
Bishop d5. They just take it, brother. Knight takes. That opens the bishop's diagonal up.
The only strategy that
Um,
I've tried to learn.
Okay, queen d2 from white.
Okay, no, I can't even remember.
Ready
the
to
name of it.
castle to this side of
The
the board.
only strategy that I know
Black plays a kind of an unusual move right
is that what
here.
it's called?
Usually you get like bishop d7 or something
queen,
here.
and then you're holding a
But
checkmate.
you
It's
get
like
knight
scholars.
d7 here.
Okay, thank you
Just
for
trying to
your
open up the bishop's scope.
new
and the knight's
information
coming over
found.
here.
He's a chess whiz.
Not, bro.
It's kind of I've seen this before.
You
but it's
actually
not
know what the
supposed to be best
strategy
way
is
to play for
called,
black,
bro.
but
You are a
it's
chess
okay.
whiz.
All right, now white castles queenside.
I play the black pawn.
So what white wants to do now is start pushing their pawns toward the black king and trying to open them up and eventually hopefully checkmate them. They want to do this and this and this and start marching pawns.
At the end, you say thank you for your words of wisdom. He's gonna scream it.
Well, black is going to want to eventually push their own pawns down this way, try to open up for the white king.
Very wise
You-
man right here.
This is very theoretical, like what I'm showing on the board. Like the people who play this have memorized tons of lines,
Dang.
pretty deeply into the open. And so they know, but black's strategies eventually, they're going to have to attack the white king just like white's going to attack the black king. Okay, we just have a few moves left in the game, believe it or not.
Grandmaster versus Grand Duke.
Black goes knight b6. All right, what is the obvious threat there? Yeah, knight's attacking the bishop right here, trying to win a piece. Absolutely. So white doesn't want to give up the piece. What should white do? Yeah. Yep. Just go bishop b3. Absolutely. Keep it on this diagonal, and it's safe and protected by its pawns. Black goes knight, not captures knight, but they go knight to a5.
Still attacking the bishop.
It's protected, but so
Yeah, dude, I'm not a new.
I don't know that they would necessarily trade it, but what they really want to do, they really want to put a piece right here on c4, because now they have two pieces aimed at that square. They really want to go into c4. C4 square is very important in this open.
If they play c4, aren't they attacking?
Except for our game, which we drew.
They are.
But their goal is to trade off.
Now here is where
I'll give you some. You're not bad for not playing chess so much.
the moves in this position I think like king b1 is a move, queen e2 just trying to keep the knight off that square still. If you go, those are playable.
I'm actually very
why
glad
would
I'm
you
taking a video of this.
Why would queen e2 be playable? Because if he just plays the knight, you can't take.
You're just defending that square. Now a knight can't jump to c4 because the queen's protected.
Yeah, but the knight would just take it back. Like if the knight jumped there on c4, you take.
Knight c4, bishop takes, knight takes,
Oh,
queen
okay,
takes, you
the
lose.
bishop.
But actually, what happened here, and we have about 3 or 4 minutes left. Okay, a very normal move in positions
Gosh,
like
dang
this,
it.
but in this particular
I
position,
stopped
you
videoing
can't
for
play this
3
move here.
seconds.
It's a tactical blunder, and I want y'all to figure out why. White really wants to trade their light square or dark squared bishop off for blacks. That's a really strong bishop, and White would love to trade it off by going here. See, the queen protects it.
Okay, how do you?
That's actually a mistake. Why is it a mistake? See if you can figure out why.
I'm gonna post this on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, one of the knights does jump to c4.
Look,
Now,
that'd be
it's pretty
horrible.
deep actually. It's a little bit deep. Knight here.
He's good.
So of course you don't have time to play bishop takes bishop because you lose your queen. So the queen has to move somewhere where it continues to defend the bishop.
Why not bishop takes?
You can go bishop takes knight and they would recapture it.
Oh, okay.
You could do that. They went
Then
Queen
they get
G5.
advantage on that. Okay. Okay, but yeah, okay, but yeah, then that backs up bishop.
You can push your e pawn, attack the knight, and discover the attack on the bishop.
But the real key is that yes, you're right.
And the knight is hanging.
But why can white not just play in the meantime? Why can white not just play queen takes queen?
Because you can trading queens in this spot is not good.
How would queen take queen?
Well, white's actually
Yeah, I know.
if white can play queen takes queen and not lose
Oh, okay. When
material,
it's black's turn. Okay.
black is actually in trouble because they have this backward pawn on d6, and white's probably going to come in and win it in just a minute. You have to be careful here. Why is this winning for black?
Okay, that makes more sense.
What happens? So that's my quote. Why is queen takes queen not good for white right here? If queen takes queen,
Then rook takes and then
bishop takes bishop is check.
Oh. Yeah, the longest
You get an in-between move and you win a piece. It's check here. And then you just take back at the end and you're up a piece. If you like.
Dang, that is that is wild.
So,
that is actually
but look, it's
nasty.
still not over. It's still not
Oh, that
over
is
because
disgusting.
bishop does protect the queen. You don't have to move it yet.
That is
So
disgusting.
what he did was went knight to e2. Okay, but now black has a strong move that actually traps the king. Can you traps the queen? How do we trap the queen right here if we're playing black?
I'm not even paying attention to the camera. I keep doing like keep making it do like this.
Trap the white queen.
I keep soloing out like 1 and 2.
Bishop f6 traps the queen.
This is crazy.
Eventually traps it because you can go. You can go. Notice pawn gets it here. You can't go to these squares because the knight would get it. Bishop's getting it here. The bishop's getting it on g4. You can go here, but what happens?
You can move the bishop to
Bishop h4 is still protected by the queen, and now it is trapped, and you're going to lose your queen.
No.
And at the level, I guess these are probably master level players, but when you lose your queen, it's the game over at that level.
Yeah, had a battery
And that's the game. Okay, guys, thanks for coming. Remember, we will be back next week. Yeah, white resign. At that level, yeah, you're gonna probably go. Y'all shouldn't resign, but at that level, yeah. Okay,
Thank you
guys,
for your words of wisdom.
See you back next Monday night. See you
Thank
later.
you
Thanks
for your words of wisdom.